Hello to everyone. 2016 is now behind us, and I have decided to start a video diary of my hip replacement operation. Before I get into the details about that, I think a little bit of background would be a good idea. I'm having my hip replacement done tomorrow, the 3rd of January, probably in the morning, and I'll be doing little episodes like this every day to show you how things go and how my recovery is. The main reason I'm having a hip replacement is because I have something called avascular necrosis, or AVN for short, and this is where, for various reasons, the blood supply to the end of the long bones, like the hips and shoulders and things like that, is cut off or severely reduced, and in effect the bone actually dies. When the bone dies, it becomes brittle and starts breaking up, and thus causing a lot of pain and the inability to use the joint. There are very many reasons why this could happen, but it's very poorly understood as to exactly what brings it about. I have avascular necrosis currently in both hips and my right shoulder, and possibly my knees as well. My left shoulder I had replaced just over 2 years ago, and that was quite a successful operation, though quite uncomfortable in the beginning. It certainly has overall reduced my pain, and I now can actually move my arm a lot more than I could before, though not the full range of motion you would have with a normal joint. I am quite young to be having joint replacements. I'm now 39, and obviously had my shoulder done when I was about 37 or 36, I'm not sure now, but AVN can actually affect people of any ages. There is a link between certain medications and AVN, like certain young people who have had leukemia sometimes get AVN in certain joints, possibly because of some of the leukemia medication. In my case, they believe it could be my long-term use of corticosteroids, particularly prednisolone, which I started taking over 25 years ago, and have been on oral tablets for that for at least 20 years. So they think that is the cause of it, though once again it is quite rare to have so many joints affected, and unfortunately the only real treatment for AVN at this stage is a joint replacement. There are, in certain categories of people, you can have certain other operations that can try and restore blood flow, something called a core decompression or something like that, but in my case that will not work because the bone death is so quick, and also because I am still on the cortisone, which is the cause of the AVN, so the less invasive treatments won't work. Unfortunately, I also have a number of other illnesses to do with my heart and lungs, so they're only able to do one hip at a time. Both actually need doing, and both give me quite a lot of pain. But we're going to start with the right hip, as that is the one that gives me the most pain, and also I think it's that particular side has been affected by my having a stroke quite a few years ago. So we decided to start with that one and see how I go with it. At least it should reduce the pain, and if it works and we do the left hip when I'm recovered, maybe in 12 months time, I might be able to have no pain in the hips and actually be able to keep walking. Because in effect, if I leave it much longer, I'm going to have to go into a wheelchair, and I want to try and keep walking as long as possible. So I have had experience with joint replacement. As I said, I had my shoulder done. The hip is a very similar sort of procedure, where effectively they will remove the dead part of the bone, the ball bit of the socket or of the joint, and they will replace it with a new ball joint, which in this particular case will probably be made out of ceramic, and then they will reline the socket that the ball goes in with metal and ceramic so that it has a smooth surface to run on, and it should last between 15 and 20 years before it might need to be redone. So that's a good thing. The procedure itself takes about between 2 and 2.5 hours, and I should be going in tomorrow between 9 and 10, and so hopefully back in the ward within about 4 hours. I did very well with my last joint replacement, so I'm not anticipating any problems, though this is rather a bigger joint, because obviously you put a lot of weight on it and you walk with it, so the recovery is probably going to be a little bit slower, but we will cover that each day. I will say a few words on how I feel I'm getting on, and this will also be something for me so that I can look back and see where I've come from whenever I might get despondent with how fast I'm going or not, and perhaps these videos may even help other people see what can be done or what can be expected. The main thing is that you should never give up, and you should always keep going, and if you've got loved ones around you to support you, that's great. Otherwise, the NHS, who I'm having my hip done through so far at Guy's Hospital, have been absolutely brilliant at providing everything I need, from the gadgets I need at home, such as raised toilet seats or raised beds, to walking sticks. They have been absolutely brilliant. The big thing is you have to ask, and they will, for the most part, in my experience at least, provide. So the first thing of 2017 for me is this operation, but I am confident that it is for the best and will actually be the start of something better and a much better year than I have had in the past. 2016 being rather uncomfortable with my bad hips, etc. So I'm going to end this now. Most of my videos I don't think are going to be as long, especially in the beginning, because probably tomorrow I might do a short one when I wake up, but I don't know how I'm going to be feeling, but we'll see. So here it goes, and I hope if you have been watching this that it has been helpful. Otherwise, anyone else who might be experiencing similar things, whether it be joint replacement because of AVN or through any other sort of form, I do wish you all the best of luck, and we'll take each day as it comes. This is me signing off, and I wish everybody a happy new year.